Tonight is, I was going to say August. Wow, that's scary. Tonight is December 10th, 2023. My Dharma talk is going to come off of whatever card I pull from my favorite deck, which I don't use all the time. A lot of you have seen it before. It's the Peace Oracle. I think it's listed on my Amazon page, like on my website. There's an Amazon page. I think it's there. Ooh. Wow, the picture looks kind of dreary. It says listen. So let's see what, I don't think I've ever pulled that one. EFGHIJKL. Does anyone else do that when you're doing alphabetical order? So the quote is a Cherokee prayer that says, "Oh, Great Spirit, help me to always speak my truth quietly, to listen with an open mind when others speak, and to remember that peace may be found in silence." Listen, seek to understand, immerse yourself in the stories, perspectives, and troubles of others. Take their tales into your heart and your mind. Allow yourself to be moved by them, remember them, learn from them, be changed by them, act on them, but first listen. Divinatory meaning is drop preconceptions. Gather information, ask questions, and take careful, considered note of the responses. Delay action until you have explored other perspective or know the other side of the story. An affirmation is, I am a trustworthy confidant. I listen with love, compassion, and interest. People talk to me openly and freely, knowing they are accepted and understood. When I listen, people hear, you are safe, you are unique, you are loved. That's a good one for right now. So nobody speak and we'll all just listen. We'll be entering into our listening space. Let's see. Just want to check in on everyone. All right, so let's get ourselves into, yeah. Thank you, Marianne, for saying that. Yeah, the rain is absolutely insane here right now, too. I'm hoping I don't lose power either. Oh, Jen's saying she's planning to use this deck as part of your Reiki sessions. It's my favorite. This is my favorite. This is my second favorite, Ascended Masters. But the Peace Oracle has taken over all-time favorite. So, all right, let's get ourselves into our positions. Michelle, this isn't your first time. No, this isn't first time for meditation. No. Okay. I just had a moment. So get yourselves situated and comfortable and as upright as you can be. And go ahead and even before you close your eyes, just really look around your room and make the transition to the long day that we had today, whatever your day consisted of. And let yourself and give yourself full permission to be present now. That this time is all about you and your wellness, your wholeness. Then when you're ready, and only when you're ready, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And then begin to connect with your breath by making yourself aware just of the rhythm and the tempo of your breath without trying to fix it. Don't try to slow it down. Just notice how you're breathing in this moment. Then begin to scan yourself from the very top of your head. And relax your forehead and your temples and your cheeks. Relax the tongue in your mouth. Relax your jaw. Relax your lips, your throat, and your neck. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. And send relaxation all the way down your spine. Feel your chest as it rises and falls with every breath. Relax your upper back and your mid back, your chest and your solar plexus. Relax your abdomen and lower back. Relax your hips and your pelvis. And send relaxation down both legs. And let yourself settle into yourself in this moment, right here, right now. Let your eyelids feel heavy and feel how good it feels to give yourself permission to close your eyes and rest. And allow your thoughts to slow down. And as you focus on your breath, let the tempo and rhythm of your thoughts match the tempo and the rhythm of your breath. And begin to imagine that your body is like a snowman. And you can allow yourself to feel the cold of a snowman if that feels good to your body. If you don't like a cold sensation, and just imagine a snowman without the sensation of the coldness. For those of you who like the coldness, just imagine any inflammation inside the body is going down just by the ice and cold. And then begin to imagine that you are out on a sunny day. Just imagine your snowman self beginning to melt from the top of your head. And imagine and visualize yourself melting into a puddle. Notice and watch as your entire body drips and melts away. But your awareness and your consciousness is now free to explore the world around you without the limitations of the body. And the melted self will be working on releasing anything that no longer serves you in this moment, And the melted puddle of yourself will be just releasing and relaxing this entire time we're on a journey. And connect with your conscious self, which is the self that is free to move. And begin to imagine that you're drifting off, flying into the sky towards a full moon. And you can feel the coolness of the outside sky. And imagine that you're able to float and fly, be levitated, however you like to visualize it, as you're headed towards the moon. And imagine that as you approach the moon and get closer and closer, you see the moon is not a solid object, but instead it's a beam or a tunnel of light. And allow yourself to float freely into the tunnel of light that you formerly thought was the moon. And feel yourself drifting in this tunnel of light. You begin to move at the speed of light. And imagine you're in this tunnel of light and you're passing doorways as you speed past doorways of different eras and times, different lifetimes that you've lived. Sailing past door after door after door. And imagine this tunnel of light swoops upward until you feel like you're almost in an elevator where the light is just beaming you straight up. You're going higher and higher than you've ever been able to conceive before. And imagine this tunnel of light stops abruptly and you're at the top, almost like the backside of the moon. But you're at the top and you can step off sort of the elevator of light and find yourself in a completely different land. Make up a terrain that is not familiar to anything you've seen before. It could be from a scene from a movie, or you can piece together your own scenery of where you are. And imagine that you realize that this land that you're in is actually covered by a dome. And look up towards the sky of the dome. And whether it was sunny moments ago, just imagine you can see the dome. It's like a planetarium. And you can see constellations and arrangements of stars. Just as if you were in this giant, giant planetarium. And imagine you're walking through this new land. And you come up to a podium right smack in the middle of everything else. And behind the podium, there's a person standing with a pen. And they greet you as if they've been waiting for you to arrive. And they check your name off of a list placed on the podium. Notice how they greet you, whether it's warm and familiar or rushed. Get a sense of the energy or personality of this person. They begin to reach for your hand, take your hand to bring you to where you are supposed to be. They walk you through corridors, up hills, down hills. It feels like you're walking forever with them. And they stop at this huge, huge door. The door almost, if you look directly up at it, seems like it has no ending. And the person who greeted you begins to open the door and tells you to step inside because they have been waiting for you. Imagine yourself stepping through the doorway into a spectacular room. Visualize the ceilings as high as cathedrals. Imagine you can hear your footsteps echoing as you step forward. Notice this calm, ethereal music is playing somewhere far away, but enough so that it can make its way to your ears. And there's a scent in the air that calms you. Maybe it brings you nostalgia. And as you're looking around and taking in the sounds and scents, imagine this lovely female energy approaches you. It's very warm and inviting and has also been waiting for you. And this may be a loved one you know. This may be a saint, sage, master. And she tells you there are beverages of pure oxygen and hydrogen waiting for you. As she leads you into a larger room that is filled with energies, people, saints, masters, guides, angels, energies of all types. The energies of your younger self and your future self. The energies of loved ones who have passed. The energies of you in former lifetimes are here. And this lovely woman walks you down to a comfortable chair where there's a table beside you with this crystal clear glass of water. And as you drink this water, imagine you can feel the hydration and the energy bringing your vibration up just enough so that you can connect with energies that vibrate way faster than the average human. And you can request an energy or you can request to be surprised And at that moment, you're approached by either the requested energy that you wish to connect with, or you are surprised. This may be someone you know or somebody completely foreign, maybe an animal. And allow this energy to approach you and express to you who they are and why they are greeting you right now. And they begin to express to you what they see in you in this lifetime. They express to you all of your potential and credit you with all that you have accomplished. They're reminding you that you are worthy, you are diligent, you are seen. They are here to give you a glimpse into the next few months for yourself. They're giving you a sneak preview. You might either hear them tell you what's to come, you might see it flash, or you might get a sensation. If any of it appears or feels negative, that would be your perception being projected on. So put all of your trust in this energy and allow them to show you or give you a sense of what's to come over the next few months. And you can ask to request something to be over the next few months. Request if you can do something or if you can set a goal and they excitedly encourage you to request and set goals. A goal could also be to rest, to receive, allow this preview of what's to come start to fade away. And imagine you feel yourself surrounded in a circle. And all around you are your guides, your angels, the highest versions of yourself, past life versions, future life versions of yourself. And feel the support and belonging. Feel the reality that you are not alone making decisions and making things happen, but instead there's an entire team working through you. You can go to any one of these people surrounding you, or any of these energies surrounding you, and ask them who they are and what they represent. Begin to feel the energy they send to you as you greet them and meet them. They remind you to allow them to work through you, that you are part of a team. You're not alone, setting intentions and moving yourself into directions. That they work through you, with you. And the weight of the world and the weight of all decisions are not just on you. Let yourself relax into knowing that you are fully supported. And some ideas are not just you wanting to do something, but one of them working through you. You must ask them for their help and their energy and their very clear guidance whenever you are working with them. And imagine they escort you to a bed, to a place where you can lay down and just receive all the energy they have to give. They want you to rest and recover. Imagine you're climbing into the most comfortable bed with the perfect sheets, fluffy comforter, perfect pillows. The lighting in the room is just right. Everyone gathers around as you rest and fall into a deep sleep. As you sleep, all your muscles relax. Your vagus nerve relaxes. Your entire nervous system is completely relaxed. Your breathing is slow and calm. And imagine you begin to dream of them, your loved ones, your guides. And imagine in your dream you're dancing with them, or they're supporting you in some way. Let yourself sink deeper into that sleep, resting so peacefully, knowing that you don't have to figure everything out. Your body doesn't need to be on alert. And let your systems fully rest. Imagine in the dream you can hand over all your stresses and worries, all your mind chatter, and all your negative core beliefs. Imagine yourself completely getting rid of all of it. And just as you give it all over, you've completely free yourself of all of it. Imagine you begin to wake up and you feel so light and free. You literally can leave your cares behind. And feel, even just for a moment, what it feels like just to be completely present. With no past, no future, just this moment. And as you wake up, you still carry the awareness of all those helping you and working through you. And you feel supported and directed, even when you don't know what to do. You're opening yourself up to trusting that you will be shown the way. Imagine yourself fully waking up, fully aware and alert in your body. Imagine your body feeling free and light and mobile. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And slowly begin to bring movement to your body by stretching or twisting. When you are ready, and only when you're ready, you can begin to open your eyes. Ready, you can turn on your lights, your cameras if you want to. Just take a few minutes to come fully back to your body, back to this moment, allowing yourself to remember as much of that as you can. You can log off at any time that feels right for you. I just always encourage people to try to stay for at least half of the discussion just to help you process your experience, but it's totally not necessary. And then with a show of hands, with a thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs down, just let me know how that was for you. Up, middle, middle, up, 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 middle, 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 up. I feel like I'm playing 7-Up, up, up. All right, so pretty even. Where do I even want to start with that one? Well, does anyone who wants to start to share? Very long, it felt long. I didn't set my timer, which I normally do. So I don't know how much time passed until I realized I didn't set my timer. So actually I opened my eyes and I set it for 18 minutes. And then we went past, let's see, we went past the 18-minute mark by 10 minutes. So I know it was at least 28 minutes long, but I don't know when we started. So it was kind of a long one. So Kelly, go ahead. You can share. Oh, I think you had your hand up, Kelly. Colgan, no? Or was that from
Yep,
earlier?
I did. Sorry, I just
Okay.
couldn't unmute on my phone.
Okay, good.
Um, this one was so-so for me, but I followed you up until the point where you were saying what's coming in the next 3 months, and then I just could not stop creating what I thought I wanted to see. And I think I was trying too hard to get a message, and then I don't know. I was kind of like I felt like I ruined it because I was like, I'm not getting anything. What are you saying? Show me, But it was very strange because in that moment I got very distracted by it was like almost like a presence that I wasn't familiar with. I knew it wasn't for me. It was like a shorter, older female energy. She kept saying Rosemary or Ro or something with the name Rose or Rose something. And she was showing me like an old case of antique spoons. Like, I don't, Navajo, like, I Googled it because I was like, what is the name of them? They have like little turquoise gems on the end of the spoons.
Mm.
And she kept saying, like, let her know, like, I kept the set. Like, she's glad somebody kept the set of like old antique spoons. So I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it was a very distracting message because then the rest of the entire meditation, I was just focused on that. And then she was showing me pies and how she used to create like different like really beautiful like slits in the tops of the crusts and things like that. So I was distracted by that message, but I wanted to share it. But the actual meditation itself, I kind of was all over the place with, so not
That's
sure.
pretty cool, especially because you're in the land of the Navajo right now.
Right, I know. And then I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I knew it wasn't for me, so it didn't at all resonate with me. So figured I'd share anyway.
Were you at like a store of some sort at all today?
Oh, yesterday we were in Sedona and we went to this like this sacred like vortex place and it
Mm.
was like really really crazy energy. It felt great. It was beautiful. I bought a bunch of stones and crystals, but I almost thought maybe it was something to do that was coming up with that, but I don't know why it was coming across very strongly to like say it now. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be for someone in here, and we'll like, hopefully you'll raise your hand if it is, but I feel like it's something that you like opened up by being in some sort of store. So saying you were in Sedona yesterday would definitely be it.
Yeah, it was
So it
very
could be for
interesting.
somebody else that you come across, or it could be for someone else in one of those stores.
Yeah, really interesting though because it was very vivid. So, but
That's
anyway,
so
yep.
cool. I can't wait to see how that like plays out, whether it is for somebody in here or if it's like
Yeah,
more of the story to be revealed.
I've never thought of, but I could see them. Like I was looking at the case of spoons. They were baby spoons, like little baby spoons with the little turquoise gems on the end, and they were stamped with a really beautiful print on the handle, like very specific. But I
Wow.
don't know, maybe I'll see spoons somewhere.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see and hear how this like plays out because I really think it will. Like, I think you'll hear more about this.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. That's pretty amazing. How was Sedona?
Oh my God, it was beautiful. Chilly, but we did a little hike. We went to a ton of like spiritual shops and up there and it was like a really special place as far as like energy goes. And we found this little shop that had like a bench and it was like the placard was there about it was a vortex and I mean you could feel it. Like you could feel shift. Like I left there that yesterday and I was like, wow, like I just felt like energized and just clear. I don't know. It was a really cool place to be.
Mm, that
Check
is
it out for anybody who's never been.
that's a message too for us. A little wink, a little nod. So some of you are writing, let me just see what I wrote. Um, distracted by trying too hard. The beginning was very complicated, blinded by the light, but the next 3 months were spot on. felt like a short time. Needed this to focus. Yeah, I kind of felt that too with the like when I was seeing the next 3 months, part of me was asking, I recorded a lot of New Year's videos today. So I've been very focused in certain people's energy fields for the next year. So when I was saying that in meditation, well, before I said it in the meditation, I was like, wait. This is me because I'm looking into the people who got the videos I've been looking into, and I've been feeling my way through 2024, not for myself, but for several people. So I was like, no, this is my stuff. This is my stuff. They don't need to do that. It's a lot of work. And it was like, no, you have to like just start helping them project into the first 3 months. And I was like, all right. But I thought that was my stuff because I was doing that all day today. So leaving you with that for what it is. But I was like, that's a lot of work. And I didn't want to think about my own first 3 months either. Not because anything bad. I just didn't want to do the work. I didn't want to be like, what's going to come up? What's January? What's February? What's March? I was starting to get like, I'm good. I don't need to know. So I'm with you all on that. What else? Anyone see any guides or masters? Yeah, Michelle, go ahead.
So, this past 2 years, I have really connected with the angel Metatron, and I have no idea why, because I've never heard of him. Never. I'm like, Metatron, I know Joseph Gabriel, Raphael, but Metatron. So really deep connections the past few years, and that's where my career has taken me on a different path the last few years. And it brought me, I don't know if it triggered a really emotional memory of this one day. I was driving because I drive all day long, and I was just so happy of where I was, where I am, my path, my spiritualness, and things that are opening up. And, I had a really special patient that he was very theosophical. We read poems together. Just really, he was 91 years old and said, this is not done. Like, what is my purpose in this life? And he was really trying to find what his purpose was in his life. And as he got to the end of his life, I asked him to please, because we were so close in a spiritual way. I said, and that has never happened to me really. I said, please please be there when I call upon you. If I'm stuck, I have a question, or I need help with something, please, I'm gonna call on you.
Oh,
And this one day I was driving and I was thinking about him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, thank you. Something had just happened. I said, like, thank you so much. And I was thanking my guardian angel and him. And all of a sudden, this really old truck, like went right in front of me, like from a
oh no.
side road. And I wanted to say, what? And it made me slow down. And this license plate, I was just like, how amazing you are. His license plate said he is. Just like he space is. And I'm like, holy cow. So I
Mm.
had tears when the visualization, because I just remember that so well. And I'm trying to picture my guides, because I believe so much in them, and who they are, and who I'm still gonna meet for anything. So that was like crazy. It was nice though. Really nice.
Wow. Couple of things. What was the guy's name? The 91-year-old man. What's his name?
Eugene.
Eugene. Okay. Because I had a name keep coming to me and I was like, who's that? What's that? It wasn't Eugene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
But he also went, oh, I forget. He also went by Mike,
okay,
believe it
still
or
not
not.
the name. I was like, oh my God, if it's the name, I'm gonna be like, wow, he was with me. But the name for me was Lenny, and
Oh,
Lenny.
wow.
So
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the Lenny is other than my good friend's brother, which I was like, I better call her to see how he's doing. But anyway,
Mhm.
and Metatron, what do you know about Metatron? Metatron's powerful.
Yes. And I have a book, I have Oracle cards. There's a lot, and I feel like it's very fitting for my life. And it reminded me I haven't done the Oracle cards in a long time. I got them for Christmas last year. And the book, and I said, I think I want to review that again. But it's, going a lot.
Cool. Metatron's
Yeah.
powerful. He's he's
Yeah.
he's for mediums. He
Oh,
is
really?
angel for mediums. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And I think they also call him the angel of death, like for that purpose. I could be wrong, but I think he
I think he helps transform people. Yeah, like he helps the transformation from here into the next life, and he helps children, which he helps children pass, or I'm not sure,
very
but,
cool.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like a couple of other people need to hear about him tonight too. Not anyone in particular, but I feel like a couple other people are going to
Mhm.
hear Metatron over the next few days and be like, what? I've never heard of Metatron. Metatron always reminds me of like a transformer. I think there's Megatron,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So I always
Mhm.
think Transformers when I think of Metatron.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. All right. Who else wants to share? Yeah, go ahead, Joan.
It's funny you said Metatron. Metatron was big with me when I first moved to the Carolinas, and I really didn't know anything about him, so I just peeked in the phone.
Wow.
But it's crazy that you were talking about Metatron. Now I went somewhere and I had somebody felt very spiritual to me, very sacred, I guess. But I didn't see or feel, I felt it all rather than not seeing. I couldn't see a damn thing. But I started seeing the writing again.
Mm.
And then I was gone, absolutely gone. And when I heard nothing about your 3-month thing. And I remember I felt like I got pushed back and started seeing you were bringing us back, but I started seeing like a screen of cards and letters and all kinds of stuff that was just flashing, passing in front of me.
Wow.
And then you brought us out. So that was the gist of it. Went somewhere. But I did get up to the lights and all of a sudden all these colors started coming and I was just gone.
Mm. In a good way, gone. Good.
Good way gone. Yeah. So I got pushed awake.
Did you see any of the writing at all? You just knew there was writing, but you didn't get to
I
see.
knew there was writing. I didn't see. But at the end, when you started calling us back, I just remember coming out of it hard. And all these letters and things were just passing before me. And I couldn't even read half of those. Oh, I did see birthday cakes. Everybody's birthday cakes kept coming up. I don't know why. In 1920, when you were, wow, it's all coming out now.
See?
In the morning, or not early in the morning, early in the beginning of the meditation, we were passing doors in 1920, stuck in my head. You said it was past lives, your
Wow.
lives. And I remember asking, you remember when we did the past life regression? I did that with Carol Bowman.
Oh yeah, I was like, we did one. We didn't do it, but yeah,
You
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
give
yeah.
me any feedback.
Yeah, I was like, I've never
You
done
got stuff, but
regression
you
for people.
wouldn't give it to me. No,
Yeah.
what is Carol going to give you? Um,
That's
Yeah,
right.
I kind of asked if I could see that person again, but I didn't.
Wow, cool. What era were you in that past life? Like what, do you remember what?
I thought that past life was like late 1800s.
Okay,
So it wasn't
19.
1920s, not too far off from it. But yeah,
Wow,
crazy.
cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I like Kelly's cool too. Whew.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see how that plays out for sure. Did anyone see and get a glimpse of a past life version of yourself? Or anyone see like clearly like a guide? Just looking. I feel like someone saw like almost like Merlin or something. I kept seeing Merlin, but it wasn't like for me. Or someone like Merlin. I kept seeing a lot of stars, which Merlin
That's
always
interesting
reminds me
because
of.
I had a reading done a couple months ago, and that was one of the oracle cards that she pulled at the end was Merlin. And she was explaining it because I didn't know anything about that, but it's interesting you just said that. I just thought of it.
But you didn't see him tonight? Or that was
No,
just
no, the name just triggered and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they pulled that in my reading."
yeah, and Merlin was on the wall of Mystica in the like the restaurant part. There's a big picture of Merlin on the wall there. So I always think of Merlin and Mystica now, even though there's no actual association there. But yeah, I feel like somebody saw like a really wild guide or someone like magical. Because it wasn't for me. Like I wasn't seeing it. I was seeing someone else see it, if that makes sense. So nobody had that. I was like, ooh, who's Dream Mayan? What is that? It felt like Merlin or someone magical like that. Long beard. It totally reminded me of Merlin. No, maybe it was for me, but I don't think so because it wasn't in mine. It was like over there, as if somebody else was seeing it. Who else wants to share?
Actually, Deb, now that you're saying that, I'm
Yeah.
remembering um this kind of man with like a white beard that came through it in mine.
Oh my God, it's so cool. Like kind of like, do you remember the Merlin picture in Mystica by any chance?
I don't know.
So it's like he has a staff, I think, and he's kind of hunched. I don't know if the painting was hunched, but that's what this looked like in real life, or not real life, in meditation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Because yeah, I was watching someone see him, and I was like, "Ooh, someone's like seeing Merlin. This is fun." So
Yes, yes.
neat. And it's weird. You were on my head today a lot because somebody who did one of these videos, her name, I'm not going to give her full name, but her first name she spells it exactly like you, and her last name starts with a MEN. And I was like, oh, Trisha, I'm doing it for Trisha. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is not the same Trisha. But all day long, I kept thinking I was doing one for you, and it wasn't you. So you've been on my mind all day.
Interesting.
Yep. And I'm like, oh, thank God I like recognize that like it's not you. I probably would have given this woman a reading based on you. So, and I was like, wait, this isn't Trisha. This isn't my Trisha. So
That's so
super weird.
funny.
Yeah. So you've been on my head, on my brain. Who else wants to share? Or, oh, go ahead, Jill. You were Jill. Yeah. Jill won. Wait, where's my other Jill? Did she get kicked off? I think she might have left early.
So at the beginning, you had us visualize like a new environment, and I don't know if anybody saw a movie with Robin Williams. It was What Dreams May Come, but he visualized himself in like a painting, and all the colors were running together, and that's how I started out my meditation. And then I ran into my great grandmother Clara Hanson because she always believed in me no matter what. She always sent me letters saying, I believe in you no matter what. So she's my only family member that said I could be whatever I wanted to be in my lifetime.
Mm.
No limitations with her. And then I saw a guide. It was kind of fuzzy. She was kind of Victorian, a very long golden hair, beautiful gown. And then I forget what transposed until we went to the disco. And then we were all rocking the disco. Yeah. All the guys, they were pulling up their robes, and everybody was having a good time dancing and just having a good time. And then you said to go into the next 3 months, and all I've had on my mind is Mystica, which is weird because I was driving home from work yesterday and I saw this truck and it had this little sticker and it said Mystica. And I said, oh my gosh, they don't have little stickers for your car at Mystica. I know they don't, but it was a totally different Mystica, but it said, oh, you're going.
Oh my God, that's chilling. I mean, I don't think they have bumper stickers. I'd be
No,
surprised.
this one did not look like anything Mystica would be about.
Wow, that's not a little giant wink. Moly, that's pretty cool. Wow.
So that's my experience tonight.
And it sounds like the disco was like your office party this past week.
Oh yeah. I'm so glad that my fellow coworkers got me out that night. I had so much fun with the all my fellow people that I work with.
Oh, thank God. That's good.
And just dancing just moved my energy, just jilted my energy and gave me a really good jolt, which I needed.
Dancing really does that. Moves that energy all around. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. And I'm glad the party continued in your Sunday meditation.
Absolutely.
Just going the night away with Merlin. Merlin and Victorian. I love if you tell your coworkers. So I was dancing last night with my Victorian guide. Jerry, go ahead. You're next.
On the one that I wrote, I found it, I almost didn't like it. I followed you every step of the way, which I have not been doing recently. I've been falling asleep. I'm the one that found the beginning incredibly complicated, and I was so blinded by the light that I couldn't see. And I almost started seeing in my head, I need my sunglasses at night. Oh, I wear my like Huey Lewis in the News. It was awful, but I followed you the whole time, didn't see a guy, didn't see anything. But when you hit the next 3 months, I got the chills because I felt like maybe you were getting it from me because my brother's coming down to visit tomorrow and the next day. And we're doing an entire review of the year. We're doing an entire review of next year. I've had a lot of anxiety. I've been doing a lot of mental work that we learned in our workshops about how to respond and not respond to him, how not to anticipate how he's going to act because I am already anticipating, but we're going to be planning for sort of the whole year ahead, which is very scary. And so I felt like I was like, this is to, Deborah never, unless we're in classes, we've never in a meditation, you've never talked about looking ahead. It's always what's in front of us. And not until then, I was jolted, like you were reading my mind.
Wow.
Incredibly bizarre. And I've been trying to incorporate every single tool you got me. I mean, I was reviewing my notes today because I'm so worked up about it and I know I don't need to be. I've thought about how to react if A, then B, if this, and then not judge what I think he'll do. But the planning ahead and was very, I don't know if anybody in here has been focusing on that, but I felt like you got it from me for some reason.
Yeah, because I was resisting it. I got to tell you, I was like, that's my stuff. They don't need to look in. That's a lot of work. Because I just felt like I didn't feel like doing the work. Like I said, I didn't feel like I don't want to figure out January. School starts again in January. I'm like, no, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to.
I don't
So
want to
I'm glad
either,
I kept going with it. If
but
it,
I have to.
that is so funny. Yeah, and I don't remember because what struck me too was the whole I think I used the words like goals or making your goals or setting your goals, and my brain was like, this is meditation. We're not supposed to be making goals right now. I want them to relax, not yeah, because I wanted to relax. So we don't normally set goals in meditation, not like personal goal. I don't know. It didn't feel like what I was supposed to be saying. And it was like, just go ahead, just go ahead. But I was resisting it every step of the way. And I jumped over January, February, and went right to March for Mystica. Because I was like, that I can do. Let me see March. I'm good with March. I don't care for January and February already. Who was just raising their hand? Yeah, go ahead, Jill.
Right.
There
Okay.
you go.
This bizarre thing happened. I was not on the camera because I was immobilized that whole time, going in some place I haven't been before.
Ooh.
So, I did the whole thing like I usually do. Yeah, I was, cool with the moon and the moon's path and all of that. And then when you had us ask questions about what was going to happen, I just total blanks, no guides, no nothing. And then suddenly I just went away to this place where it feels like a super deep trance. It sort of like, but not like any 0 point thing, just like very, very deep, and I couldn't move. And I
Wow.
couldn't move. And I was there for long time. And then I finally could move to get after just when you were saying, where's Jill? So what is that anyway?
Wow, cool. Did it feel good or did it feel kind of like panicky?
No, it felt kind of good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's you're deep in it's not really point zero space, I was gonna call it. It feels like you were like just deep into nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Like neither here nor there.
And what is that though?
That is the goal of what we all want for meditation every time,
Mhm.
especially for a long amount of time. And the like immobile, not being able to move is I think there's a word for it, and if I remember it, that's why I asked you if it was panicky or not. Panicky, it's something paralysis. I forget what the word is, but not panicky is just deep into like almost like I can't move, so I don't have to move. It's
Right.
like even the thought of moving would be so exhausting. So it's not a paralyzed like I can, it's like a I'm so relaxed I don't want to move kind of
Well,
paralysis.
along with I can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once in a while, some muscles would, loosen or something. So I go, okay, so I moved that. And once everybody came back, I was listening, but I just could.
It does sound kind of trance-like, actually.
Do you,
Like
Jill?
hypnotic.
It
Because
did
like
feel
when you're
like it.
hypnotized.
I've been hypnotized a lot, and it's nothing like that.
Really interesting.
Yeah, a whole other thing.
That's because who was I just talking about being hypnotized with? Who was that? I feel like that was on Saturday. Oh, it was at lunchtime. But you're not in here. They're not in here. But we're talking about being hypnotized and not being able to open the eyes. And the hypnotist would say, you can't even open your eyes. And you're like, oh my God, I can't even open my eyes. Wow, it's really weird. So that's what made me think of like
Yeah.
it sounds like almost hypnotic trance-like.
Right, I get that, just similarity, but the feeling of it was and there's no words for it. I wish there were that I could describe this. The only sort of intuition I got was that something in my system was saying you're not going to learn anything the way you're going, trying to, when Deborah asks a question and your mind is